Top Notch family, what is going on? So, in today's video, we are going to be doing a Memphis Grizzlies off-season preview after getting swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder today. So, if you guys enjoy NBA content, we do upload every single day. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, I definitely appreciate it if you guys drop that sub, turn up post notifications, drop a like, and comment down. Anyways, let's get back in today's video. So, we're going to start off with is how the Memphis Grizzlies finished off the year, their record, and all that other stuff. So the Memphis Grizzlies finished off this year 48-34. They had a 27-24 conference record. Their home record was 26-15. Their away record was 22-19. They obviously got into the playoffs. Now, the Memphis Grizzlies early in the year was around that 2-3 seed, and they were playing amazing basketball, right? I was happy for them. I was happy to see Ja, come back from injury and play good basketball. And, Memphis just win a lot of games. At that time, they did have Taylor Jenkins as their head coach. Now, surprisingly, they did move on from him. And when they fired him, I was completely shocked because Taylor Jenkins, to me, is a very good coach. And I felt like he was keeping his team apart, right? But after All-Star break, this team completely fell apart. And that was part of the reason. And then also, Ja wasn't really comfortable with some of the offensive sets that they were running. He wanted the ball a little bit more, and so they let him go. They also wasn't winning against winning teams, and that's how they kind of fell all the way down to the 8th seed, right? Then they go into the playing situation. They lose one, but they win the big game that they need to win against the Dallas Mavericks, and that's how they that's how they matched up with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, this series, it just wasn't fair. The matchups, it just wasn't a good matchup for Memphis at all. And we can kind of look at who played well and who didn't during this series. But Ja Morant only played about 3 games. He only averaged about 18 points a game. He was dealing with several injuries once again for another year. That was an ankle injury. Played through the injury, but then got injured once again. He fell in the air, was in crutches, did not play the last game. And so we're definitely going to talk a lot about Ja. But their second leading scorer was Jaren Jackson Jr., Scottie Pippen put 14. Desmond Bane only averaged about 13 points a game. And then Santi averaged about 10. So not very good, not a very good deep team. And they really don't have the best starting 5 at all, right? So that's kind of what happened during, the regular season. Fire their head coach. Then you head into the postseason. You get into the playing. You win the playing games. You get to that 8th seed, and then you get swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, when we look at what's kind of their future of this team, it's not the greatest. And I'm going to tell you why. Look at the draft capital and look at the situation that they're in. This year, they have a second-round pick, meaning they do not have a first-round pick in this year's class. 1, that's something to look at. 2, when you look at this roster, it's not that good. It's really not. So, hold up. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to show the regular season. This is what their roster that they run with. Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane, Santi, Jalen Wells, who obviously got injured, Scottie Pippen Jr., Zach Edey, Luke Kennard, Brandon Clark was injured, Trade, Gigi Jackson didn't play much, Vince Williams played down the stretch, Marvin Bagley. That's their roster. This is who they're kind of rolling with. Then when we look at the contract, like how long are these players staying on the team? Because that's a big thing, of course, which is going to pop up on the screen right here. Ja Morant's going to be on contract to 2027, 2028. But I think they need to find a way to get Ja Morant off this team. I don't think Ja Morant is going to be a franchise guy for them. I really don't. And there's a few things I can say. One, he's not the Ja Morant that we all know. He didn't play like that to finish the season, didn't play like that in the postseason. I mean, it just wasn't really good, which I'm going to show his numbers on the screen before I get back to this. 1 sec. So as you see right here, this is Ja Morant's numbers. Averaged 23 points a game, which is his lowest since 2021. His field goal percentage was down to 45, not the greatest, but it was 47 from the year before. His 3-point percentage did go up. His rebounds were down. His assists were down, but his steals were up. So everything was pretty much down. He only played about 50 games. As you see, the year before only played about 9 games, and the year before that only played about 61. So he never played 70 games in his career, and he's 25 years old, right? It's the style of play that he plays. He's like the Derrick Rose where he's attacking, loves dunking, do these crazy dunks. And he even said, listen, I got to stop dunking or my career is going to be over. Well, this whole season dealt with several different injuries. And not only that, he's not going to lead you. He can't be a number one guy. So I'm trying to find a way to try to trade Ja Morant. I don't think they will do it because obviously they decided to go keep Ja and let go of Jenkins. So I guess they're going to keep him, but I'm trying to find a way to get rid of him. He's on contract to 2028. Desmond Bain, he's a bucket getter. He's going to be here to 2028, 2029. Unless they make a crazy trade for a superstar, he might be part of it, but he's going to be fine. Jaren Jackson Jr. to me is the most overrated offensive player ever. Simple as that. If you guys watch what I've seen in the postseason this year, he was completely awful. He did absolutely nothing. And another thing that I have a complaint, this dude's 6'10", close to 7 feet, whatever how tall he is, and he never crashes for rebounds. He's always shooting a damn three. Get yourself in the paint. And this has always been Jaren Jackson Jr. So just a big three alone is never going to win you anything. I'm trying to find a way to get rid of Jaren Jackson Jr. or Ja Morant. It's really just simple as that. You need to find a way. You need to find some trade partners to get rid of these two guys. If he would have won the Defensive Player of the Year, oh man, the contract that you would have gave him would have been insane. So he only has 1 year left on his deal. If you don't keep him, that means you have to extend him, and I just don't personally like that because that means you're just keeping a big three and you're technically running it back. So this is what it is, right? Now, when we look at the free agents, which for the Memphis Grizzlies, not as much important, but I mean, there is some players left, which I'm gonna pop on the screen right here. So Santi, I personally think they got to keep him. I mean, he's only 24 years old. He was amazing for them. So I feel like you got to keep him. Marvin Bagley, not a big fan of. Luke Kennard, Cam Spencer. So it's not like a lot of free agents, but I definitely think they want to maintain Santi for sure. I mean, if you guys watch the Memphis Grizzlies, you would know why. And then also what I do want to show you on the screen right here. As you see, one sec. So this is also Bobby Marks breaking down their offseason too. So as you see, this is their projected starting five for next year. I personally don't think Jalen Wells should be in the starting lineup, but Zach Edey is unplayable. Scottie Pippen Jr. needs to be here. I mean, what he did down the stretch in the postseason, putting up 30-plus points, well-deserved, of course, right? And then GG Jackson, I mean, he was huge the year Ja Morant got hurt. Vince Williams was playing down the stretch too. So they do have some young players for sure. Once again, I showed you the free agents right here. This is their draft situation. These are the acceptations, non-tax mid-level, biannually trade, second round veteran minimum, non-guaranteed contracts, Scottie Pippen, John Kokor, reserve. So you got a 2A and Zion pulling. So this roster is not good enough. And that's why I said they got to figure a way to trade one of these players in Ja, Bain, or Jaren Jackson Jr., or just blow it all the way up and get much draft capital as possible and go from there. And they also need to figure out who's going to be their head coach. Are they going to keep the current head coach that's the intern right now, or are they going to find a new head coach? That's what they also need to figure out. So that's kind of their offseason preview right now. They're free agents. You definitely got to bring back Santi, right? You got a second-round pick. You need to figure out if you're going to keep this big three. If not, trade one of them. You keep Scottie Pippen, of course. He was good. GG Jackson, he dealt with injuries. Vince Williams has been solid. Jalen Wells will be back next year. So they do got some young guys. And run it back. I mean, get some depth pieces. Their bench is not the greatest at all. I mean, if you get some bench pieces and find a way to make this team compete in the Western Conference, I think they'll be fine. They're not that far away. That's the thing. They're really not that far away. So players on contract next year will be Ja, Desmond, Jaren Jackson Jr., Brandon Clark, which he's always injured, John Concord, Zach Edey, of course. Bring back Santi. Vince will be there. Jay Huff will be there. Scottie Pippen will be there. GG Jackson and Jalen Wells. So that's their roster next year. So add more depth pieces. Figure out who your coach is. If you're not going to blow it up, try to figure a way to trade someone from that big three, because there's no way you're playing all of them, because then you have to extend Jaren Jackson Jr. It's not going to be good. And let's see what they go from there. I mean, they were in conversations for Kevin Durant. They desperately need that. If you have a Ja, Durant, Bain, I'll be a little better with that. That's a bucket getter. Ja needs to stay healthy. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about today's video. I'm also going to be doing more teams, of course, when they get more eliminated, of course. Let me know what you guys think. Once again, appreciate y'all. Love y'all, and I'm out.